FIFA 22 has had a lot of changes recently, particularly with the patches with regarding defensive AI and tracking back in the middle of the park. We have then also had a new formation enter the meta, which has been solid for a long time, but not used by the pros. However, this weekend, Dammy, playing for Norwich in the E-Premier League, who went ahead and won that with Goal Poacher, was using this particular formation, and we're going to bring you that today, talk about how you can use it and how you can play against it, alongside with all of our other custom tactics and formations, which I think are the go-to meta right now on FIFA 22. However, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And a reminder, we stream on twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst pretty much every single day. Go and drop a follow, a link in the description. So, as I was saying, the recent changes on the patches we've had has allowed for defending to be a little bit more manual, which a few people have struggled with because the centre mids aren't tracking back as much and covering those defensive lines. So we're going to go through all of these formations and tactics today for you. This is the team which we're rocking on our RTG, which is streamed on a daily, as I said, where you guys get a say in that. So the first one we're going to talk about, this is essentially what Dammy has been running in the 3-5-2. Not the tactics, but the formation, okay? Now, the 3-5-2, we did a video on it a long time ago because it's something that I play a lot in 2v2 with my good friend, Mr. Aubrey. He is a 3-5-2 master. That's the only formation that he plays. He absolutely loves it. I'm going to talk about how I have my 3-5-2 run up. And then if Dammy releases his tactics and makes it public, which I think he will do, I'll put a link to Dammy's Twitter, by the way, down below. You can go and check him out. Great FIFA player. And obviously, if he releases those tactics, you can check it out as well. But I run balanced 50 width, 45 depth with balanced and direct passing, and 75 width with the 5 players in box. That's how I have my 3-5-2 set up. Now, how does the 3-5-2 work? It allows you to be very, very aggressive in the pressing department with the right mid and the left mid. You can really congest the middle if the opponent plays back into the middle. One of the issues that I used to have in the 3-5-2 when I first started playing it is that I would get the ball to my left mid and right mid too early, and it wouldn't actually allow them to get into an attacking position. So what you need to do is almost play into the middle, into your centre mids, and then distribute it to the right mid and left mid as they're getting past that halfway line. And then it's the typical centre attacking mid strikers with the 1-2s and looking to get them involved. It can also play in a little bit like the 4-4-2, where when you get it into that 18-yard box, you'll sometimes find the right mid and left mid there for that simple pass off across. For the instructions, I run Ben Yedder on getting behind and stay forward, and then my right striker, Griezmann, just on stay forward. My centre attacking mid is on stay forward as well. This is crucial. If you don't have this centre attacking mid on stay forward, they will swap and change with the left mid, right mid, and they won't always be where you want them to be. Now, for the right mid and the left mid, I have them completely unbalanced. I don't change anything there. The ideal positions that you want in the left mid and the right mid is ideally someone that can do a little bit of defensive duties with good defensive work rates as well if you can, but I wouldn't go for just your traditional fullbacks. I've got Hernandez at the minute. I understand the 3-5-2 can be hard to always get because of obviously the way your teams line up, but just someone that can offer in that role. The left centre defensive mid, I have on cut passing lanes, cover centre, and balanced. This is the one that I want to get forward and aid in the attack. And then the right centre defensive mid, my defensive minded midfielder on stay back while attacking. All centre backs on stay back while attacking, no overlap or cover, go forward or whatever that it was that Japes was running on his 3-4-2-1, I believe. No changes there. Now, I'm going to talk to you and tell you about how you can play against this formation, because you are going to see it more frequently over the next few weeks as people test it, because obviously of what Dammy has been using at the E-Prem. So, just a quick interruption to this video. If you are after an energy drink replacement, you want to go ahead and get your caffeine boost, but you want to cut out all the sugar that the high energy drinks can give you, do take a look at Sneak. You can use code FIFA Analyst at checkout to go ahead and support us. Grape Crush is the new flavour which has recently been launched. With Mr. Aubrey, just put up his tweet here, something that I've retweeted. As I said, I'll put a link for Mr. Aubrey down below. He streams Twitter, go and drop him a follow. This is basically how you combat the 3-5-2. When I play with Mr. Aubrey, if we match someone, or if I play against him, I should say, this is what I do. And it's a very easy way to combat it. So he says, heads up, 3-5-2 is going to be coming to everyone's game in FIFA 22 real soon. To combat it, go to 4-2-4 or 4-2-3-1 with fast build-up and direct passing if you want to. If you can, the idea is to hit quick on the counter. You essentially have all of your attackers on stay forward and getting behind, get into the box. Hug sideline on your D-pad instructions if you wish to, and everyone else on stay back. What does this actually do? It causes you to always be in a 4v3 scenario. If you are quick on the counter, you will break through their midfield and you will get up against those 3 centre-backs that you can see here. And it basically means you've always got a spare extra man. So that is the way to play against it. Now, if a 3-5-2 player is good and can deal with it, they will be so heavy in the press, they won't allow you to get in behind. So then sometimes you'll need to play over the top. But as a whole, that's how you combat it. If a 3-5-2 player is still better than you, they probably should still win, but it does certainly give you another avenue if you wanted to do that. So that would be, remember, to go in the 4-2-4. I'll just show you it now. The 4-2-4 or the 4-2-3-1 with your attackers all on stay forward. A 4-2-2 could work as well if you wanted to. And then the 4-2-4, which is there for you, having all them attackers on the stay forward. Now, the 4-4-2 is still a staple in my custom tactics and instructions right now. That's exactly what I'm running on the 4-4-2. Still really, really rate it, to be honest with you. I still think it's one of the better formations. I have my strikers on completely balanced, my right mid and left mid on completely balanced. Cover centre on the one DM, stay back while attacking, cover centre on the other, stay back while attacking on both fullbacks. Honestly, that is my probably most neutral formation. I'm matching someone that's maybe better than me, or just just average, like the same level as me, then that's kind of my go-to in those sort of scenarios. The 5-2-1-2 is what I would play against someone. I did a separate video on this before. This is a tactic and formation which I would use if I'm playing against someone who's got a much better team and much better than me. So if I know this is a pro player or a high competitive player, I'm not going to stand much of a chance with the team that I've got and my ability. So I'm going to look to soak up the pressure, hit on the counter using the wings, backs as and when we can. Stay central, getting behind for both strikers and stay forward. Obviously, Ndombele doesn't play there. Stay forward for the centre attacking mid. Stay back while attacking on both centre mids and cover centre, allowing you to really soak up the pressure, but then having my left wing back on the overlap. My right wing back is on stay back while attacking. All the attack goes down. That left-hand side is aggressive, is a quick, and it allows me to really combat that. The 3-5-2 is the tactic that this one that I've got here is my balls to the wall, go, 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 go. Literally, if I'm losing a game 3-0, 4-1, 70th minute, this is what I changed to. I haven't changed these for months. This is the same as what you see in every custom tactics video that I do. I'm just quickly whizzing through these for you. Getting behind on the left mid and the right mid. Stay back while attacking. Cut passing lanes, cover centre. Cut passing lanes, cover centre on the 1DM to allow them to get forward a little bit, stay forward, and then getting behind and stay forward on there. Now, another tactic and formation, which I actually think is very, very viable, is the 4-3-2-1. What I'm quickly going to do for you, just because I don't want to change any of those tactics there, because I've had them set for so long. If you just bear with me, I will introduce, ignore obviously me putting Veron there, it has no influence. I just want to show you the 4-3-2-1. So recently I was in Italy commentating over the E-Serie A, and the 4-3-2-1 is still a very, very viable formation. It was something that I used a lot at the start of the year, but haven't used it so much recently. I used it when Rodrigo kind of introduced that as a way for us to kind of come through. If I was running a 4-3-2-1, my defensive width would still be fairly narrow, 35-40. And then for the depth, if I was wanting to use this as my aggressive kind of attacking formation, I'd probably have this around 71. That's kind of something that I've been happy with recently. If your team allows it and you're quick in the press, you're quick on your aggressiveness, and you want to get in the face of the opponent, feel free to unpress on heavy touch or press on possession loss. However, I still think balance is the go-to for most people because it is just neutral. If you can manually press yourself, you will always stand a chance of being able to win the ball back. Build-up play, fast build-up, I would recommend if you want to try and hit on the counter as quick as, and maybe you're not very good at tapping L1 yourself, but do be mindful, you'll lose the ball quite a little bit in the middle of the park, allowing the opponent to get straight up against you, and you can be in trouble. Balanced works really well for me. Chance creation, we're still going direct passing, we're still looking to send the runners forward, get the defensive line to sit deep, and then have the gap in between the defenders and the centre mids, specifically with how hard it is to bring back those centre mids nowadays. And then for the width, I actually go for a very neutral width on the 4-3-2-1. The whole idea here, you want to go for a little bit narrower actually. The whole idea here is to get the right forward and left forward in between the left back and the right back. And then players in box can go fairly high. Now, big thing here, you would go balanced on the one fullback and you would go stay back while attacking on the other. Pick whichever one you want. Go stay back while attacking, cover centre on one DM, and then the left and the right DM. You want to have cover wing here on the side where you have the fullback as the go forward, because then they will go ahead and they will, obviously cover for you, and then cover centre on that one. Right forward and left forward, all of these are going to be on stay central and get in behind. You can also do stay forward if you wish to. This formation is about hitting on the counter, right? If you feel a little bit, I'm not very good defensively, then feel free to bring one of these back on there as well. I know that Rodrigo runs the one left forward and come back on defense. That then basically introduces that into like almost a 4-4-2 defensively. So you could also do that as well if you wish to. Stay central, getting behind on the striker and stay forward for sure. Now, how do I think you can use this really well? One thing that I picked up from the E-Prem this weekend with Kai FIFA, who was playing for Wolves, you can switch the ball from like your right centre mid or right back to your left back when they are up on that defensive line. So say you're sat on the halfway line, switch it from your fullback to the other fullback who's up against their free man essentially. The right back won't be covering him because the right back will be covering the left forward. The right back will come over. He'll never win the header because he doesn't have the advantage. Knock the ball down to your left forward and you get into a goal scoring opportunity. Happens so often. Kai FIFA did that really, really well. So be sure to introduce that into your game if you wish to. So that is what I would recommend at the minute with obviously the changes that we have had and what we've been playing. A lot of that's kind of come from watching, a lot of high level FIFA recently with us being at the E-Serie A and the E-Premier League. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all very much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.